It's 3 a.m. You're in a deep, hard-earned sleep, the kind that only comes after a full day of work and training. Maybe you're dreaming about finishing your duty, or in a fantasy land made of pizza. And then boom, the fire alarm explodes into the night. A sound that could wake up the dead. And in my case, it did. I was the dead person, you see. It's an abrupt reminder that night's peace is always temporary. Within 60 seconds, I'm up. Leggings, check. Jacket, check. Boots, check. Face mask, flasher, check. You get to the truck, you look left, you look right, do a quick head count, check that all your crewmates are in, and you're off. You hit the road. Sirens pierce the quiet streets, and my mind is on one single channel. Act now. When we arrive, it's pure chaos, smoke, shouting, fear in people's eyes. There's no time to debate. There's no time to ask questions like, why am I here? What if I fail? Am I ready? Or even deeper questions like, what am I doing here at 3 a.m. going into a burning building when everyone is running out? The only option is to move forward, and yet what allows me to move forward is not bravery or adrenaline. It's the reason my crew moves forward, even when our minds are barely awake. It's the reason we'll be back for the morning drill at 6 a.m. after an all-night call. What I've learned from this life is that true discipline isn't a feeling, that it's a default setting. And what keeps you moving when motivation has finally packed its bags and left you? We all have ideas, right? I mean, look around. How many of you have a document full of extended essay ideas? Maybe if you're still in year one, you're thinking about sending that club proposal to Deepa ma'am. Or maybe you're just planning to clean your room this weekend. But why do these ideas just die? It's because we wait. We wait for a sign from the universe. We wait for the perfect moment. We wait to feel ready. Let me save you some time though. That moment is a myth. It never comes. And motivation? Motivation is the biggest scam ever sold. It's a sugar rush. I can't tell you how many times I have been awake at 1 a.m. on a school night watching Virat Kohli motivational edits. And I'm convinced that tomorrow I'm going to be a new person, that tomorrow I'm going to conquer the world, and I can feel it in my bones. And then the next morning comes, and to be fair, the only thing that I'm conquering is the snooze button. Zero progress. Motivation gets you hyped, but discipline gets you the results. Your brain is basically playing tricks on you. Now, motivation is driven by dopamine. It's your brain's I want a reward chemical. When you watch that Thomas Shelby edit at night, you get a little hit. It feels like an accomplishment, but it's a lie. Your brain confuses the actual feeling of accomplishment with the real thing. You got the reward without doing the work. So the next day, your brain is like, we already did this. Pass. Discipline, though, in my opinion, hacks that system. It starts with the action, and then you earn the dopamine. You do that enough, and your brain rewires. The struggle itself turns into the reward. I mean, just the other day, I was attending this false distress alarm at an old lady's house, and then she offered me some snack. Now, firefighting is a very fulfilling profession, and it's taught me to be humble. So please, stop waiting to feel motivated. You're waiting for a ghost. The real power isn't in feeling ready. It's in showing up when you're not. Though I still think some forms of motivation are useful. I mean, it isn't bad if you use motivation to set goals, set ambition. Personally, I have a soft spot for Master Yoda's words of wisdom. Now, discipline isn't rigid. I know what you're thinking. Okay, discipline sounds awful. I mean, where's the fun? Where's the creativity? Where's the freedom? I get it. It sounds suffocating. We all become freedom fighters when it comes to defending the art of procrastination. But let me explain. Discipline isn't a cage, it's a skeleton key. It's not about limitation, I'd say it's about liberation. Structure equals to freedom. Let's think about it. Remember that time you actually decided to clean your own room? I mean, out of pure incentive. And then suddenly your mom pops out of nowhere and she tells you to do the exact same thing and gives you her opinion about everything. Now, suddenly, it feels like prison labor, right? That miserable feeling has a name, coined by social psychologist Jack Braham in 1966. It's called psychological reactance. It's our brain's primal reaction to any threat to our freedom. It's why studying a subject you love can feel joyless when you're doing it for an exam versus when you do it for fun to satiate your own curiosity. Now, here's the secret sauce. When discipline is imposed externally, it can feel like this cage. Like when your mom asks you to throw the trash every day. I don't know why I'm using so many mom examples, but I can say this. I love you, mom. But when it comes from within, you understand and believe in your own why. It transforms. It becomes empowerment. That's intentional discipline, the mechanism that flips that external force into an internal, powerful choice. And here's where the magic happens. Neuroscience tells us that once a behavior becomes a habit, it shifts to the brain's autopilot system. You free up your mental RAM. You're not wasting energy thinking about rudimentary decisions like, should I go to the gym? Should I eat? When should I eat? That freed up brain power, that's where the real creativity, the real improvisation and innovation can actually happen. Morning drills that are repeated again in my station have now almost become second nature to me. I do not need to think about the stuff that I used to think about when I first came to station because it's become muscle memory, which is crucial when it comes to time-sensitive firefighting operations. And when you've finally mastered the art of firefighting and drills, you can start improvising on the spot. I mean, I have seniors in station who have over 20 years of experience in the force. And I think the least I could say is that they are not a robot. I mean, whenever I see them tying a knot, they do it creatively. Now, why does direction matter? I mean, before you have established some form of discipline for yourself, I say that you must have a sense of purpose. You must have a sense of direction. And let me tell you why it matters. Let me take you to one of my favorite films, Good Will Hunting. So, Good Will Hunting is a 90s film. At its heart is Will, played by Matt Damon. He's a janitor at MIT, and he loves solving these complex, impossible math problems that stump even the professors. I mean, Will is a genius, there's no doubt about that. But here's the thing, he's also his own worst enemy. He picks his fights in bars, sabotages job interviews, and pushes away people that care most about him. His brilliance is raw, but it's chaotic. Part of this chaos comes from his past. I mean, Will grew up in an abusive foster environment, and those scars, they made him distrustful of any form of authority, responsibility, or even love. Now, discipline to him had always felt like control, and control had always meant pain. Enter Sean, his therapist, played by Robin Williams. Now, what Sean gives him is something much more valuable than direction. He helps Will realize that genius alone isn't enough if it's being wasted. That showing up for life, showing up for relationships, matters just as much as solving those equations on the board. And this is the bigger truth. Raw talent without structure or purpose risks going nowhere. Will's friends knew it, Sean knew it, and deep down, Will knew it too. What he lacked wasn't intelligence, it was the direction to channel that intelligence towards something meaningful. So the lesson is this. Discipline and direction don't make you less brilliant. Rather, they give you the framework to finally use your brilliance. Structure doesn't clip your wings, it finally gives you the runway to take off. So, what does this look like in practice? Now, success isn't one big dramatic moment. It's boring most of the time. It doesn't happen in one day. It's a non linear accumulation of small improvements, right? It's exponential. Now, as James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, if you become 1% better every day, you can end up being 37 times better in a year. Now, that's the power of compounding. It's what Morgan Housel discusses in Psychology of Money, that the most powerful force in building an asset, whether that be wealth, skill, or career, isn't high intelligence or the occasional lucky break. It's the humble behavioral trait of consistency over time. Take Warren Buffett, for example. I mean, we think he's a genius stock picker, right? I mean, he is, yeah. But his real secret is time. I mean, he started investing in his early teens. Today, over 99% of his wealth was accumulated after his 50th birthday, a vast majority of which came after his 65th. His annual returns are excellent, but they're clearly not the best in the world. I mean, these days that title belongs to hedge funds, which rely on these quantitative strategies, right? Which rely on advanced mathematics and algorithms to execute trades to predict the market at nanosecond precision. Now, Buffett's secret is not cutting-edge technology or finance. It's his unmatched time in the market. It's him simply staying invested, letting decades of consistent effort stack up. Now I feel that I should be sharing my own personal story. My aha moment on this was actually when I first came in station. Now, I'm not afraid to say this, but training was actually very easy in my opinion. I mean, but we didn't learn much. When I first came to station, I thought my colleagues, they were beasts. I mean, I struggled to carry a 64 hose. It was embarrassing and frankly, a little scary. I mean, I knew that in a real emergency, my good intentions wouldn't matter. Only my training would. I don't think I could have done it without the support of my colleagues either. I mean, if I hadn't become envious of their own operational strength, I would definitely still be in the same shape I was 1 year ago. So I made a quiet daily commitment. I started training my functional strength, making it a non-negotiable part of my routine. To be fair, I mean, I hated that at first. I mean, even showing up to the gym felt like being an imposter in a room full of gym junkies. I think it's important to feel comfortable around the people that possess the qualities that you don't have. Slowly and with more effort, gymming became a part of my routine, hardwired into my brain. 5:30 in station and 6:30 on off days. Slowly, something shifted. The guy who once struggled to carry one hose could carry two with a power saw balanced in the other hand. That change didn't come from watching motivational edits at 1 a.m. It came from showing up on days I frankly wanted to quit. Frankly, I still think there is much ground to cover. I mean, every duty, life in station reminds me that there's always something new to be learned. I mean, whether that be theory, some practical firefighting skills, or skills that you can only learn from experience. And when you think you know everything, you will be humbled. That's life in station. I don't want to be just strong anymore. I want to be the strongest in my station by the time my service ends. So what can you actually do with this? I mean, here are 3 simple takeaways for mastering the art of intentional discipline. You've got to start small, but start now. Don't wait to feel ready. The fire alarm doesn't wait for everyone, especially for me. From the wisdom of Master Yoda, there is no try, do or do not. Yeah, I fumbled that, just like Yoda fumbles his English. The first step isn't committing to finish the marathon. It's simply committing to tying your shoes. Start with the smallest, easiest action that you can commit to today, like writing the first words of your extended essay. Now, plan in advance. That's my second word of advice. Don't vaguely say, I'll do this task. Say, I'll do this from 7 to 9 p.m. I'll be doing this for this purpose. When you plan something in advance, when you iron your clothes for something in advance, you remove the energy draining choice from your brain. I mean, it makes success the path of least resistance. It's almost like cheating. Finally, let's talk about the bad days. Let's talk about embracing failure. Discipline isn't about never failing. It's about how you stand back up. I've had many duties in station where things didn't go as planned. The goal isn't perfection, it's the committed choice to return to the process and never quit. That, in my opinion, is the highest expression of intentional discipline. Now, let me bring you back to 3 a.m. alarm. I didn't act because I felt brave. I acted because discipline had already done the work. Every single one of you in this room has a dream, a project, or a skill that you want to work on. But dreams alone don't change the world. Action does. So, my call to you is this: stop waiting for motivation. Choose intentional discipline. Show up daily. Commit with a purpose. Because when you do, you won't just have ideas, you'll bring them to life. And that is the art of doing. Thank you.